morning, everyone. Hope you are healthy
Good morning, ma'am.
and feeling
Yes, ma'am.
on top of the world. Though I don't see anything positive about today's scenario, but still, for being positive, you have to be positive. Being positive means you are positive. So if you want negative results, be positive. Here I'm talking about the COVID-19. To be negative, be positive. So today happens to be an activity class. Let us discuss the morning routines in ongoing activities. How are our mornings? Your mornings can be interesting if you make it interesting. So I'm describing how can it be your mornings. You are telling your story, but tell it in a way which will be interesting, which will be something different. So you can start your day. How are your mornings? We are discussing only about the mornings right now. So your mornings can be interesting. How can a morning be interesting? Tell me. Yes. This is an open house discussion. Students, please answer. How can your morning be interesting?
Positive mindset, ma'am.
Yeah, with a positive mindset.
Ma'am, with some yoga, meditation.
Yes, yoga, meditation, a brisk walk around. What else? Listening to,
By reading newspaper.
reading the newspaper.
Drink warm water with lemon.
Yes. So your mornings can be interesting. If your mornings are interesting, you can make others feel happy also. Because a smile will take you miles. If you're smiling, if your mornings are, if you wake up with a smile, the
Keep a
morning
smile and think positive.
day, So it's all in your mind. It's all in the mind. So as I said, as I always say, be the best friend. Be your best friend. Even in worst situations, find out something good about it. There are problems, fine, but there are solutions to every problems. Every problem comes with a solution. So if you think about this on a very positive note, your mornings can be interesting. Find out ways to be happy. List down things you want to do. And this is time management. Like the first question, what time do you usually get up? Now here we're talking about time management. When you're all sorted, all set, program yourself. How are you going to spend the day? Are there any backlogs of yesterday? You said that, you sort that out first. But yes, you get up early, program your day. List out all the positive things you can think about. Things which you can work on and in a productive frame of mind. So mornings can be interesting. Mornings can be hectic. My mornings are hectic. It means loads of work, one after the other, back to back. How can your mornings be hectic? If your mornings are hectic as a student, your mornings should be hectic. You should not have any time to sit and brood and think and think and think and reach at nothing. You can have time for intrapersonal communication. Yeah, sit down for a while, think. When you meditate, you delve inside, you move inside yourself, and then you think, what are the ways I can improve? What are the things that is lacking? How can I move ahead? How can I be productive? How can I bring smiles? How can I bring on smiles for myself? Things that make me happy. Things that make others happy. Are you concerned? Are you considerate of others? So intrapersonal communication also is very handy. When you get up early, you start thinking. So that is why we say you get up early in the morning. Like if you form a habit of getting up early, get up before sunrise, freshen up, take a shower, then start your day on a very, very, very positive note. Getting up early in itself is positive. You will feel good about it. Try it once. And you will not know how much energy that gives you. Like I'm talking with experience. I'm into a habit of getting up very early. The first thing, starting my day with prayers, and this should be for everyone. Every prayer counts. Talk to the Almighty for a few minutes. Get all the answers. Pray. Pray for the world. Pray for others. Pray for your family members. Pray for your friends. Every bit of prayer counts. So if you get up early and start your day with prayers, now you need not tell me or tell the audience. You get up early in the morning and then you go take a shower. Not actually necessary. That already is understood. So when you simply say, I get up in the wee hours and I start my day with prayers, I can say that my mornings are hectic. But then, it's interesting as well. So I start my day on a very positive note, on a productive frame of mind. I start my day with prayers followed by a brisk walk around. So you can start your presentation like this. And what else do you do on a productive note? What else? Maybe you can say that you start your day with a prayers followed by walk. And as far as health is concerned, a glass of lemon water does wonders. After that, whatever you're doing, listening to music, music is the greatest healer. Music is the greatest stress buster. When you're in stress, when there's some kind of tension, music helps. Listen for some time. Get hold of a newspaper. Be aware what's happening, what's going on. Read. Get your backlogs done. If there's any homework for the class, do it. Think about your studies, think about your future. Some intra-personal communication is very important. When you sit quietly in a corner and you think, choose a favorite corner in your house and energize that place by thinking positive things. Any corner which you think it's my favorite corner. So when I sit here, I get positive thoughts. And then you can go on and on. If you're writing poetries, go ahead. Anything which is different from the others. If you're creative, do it. This is the time. Mornings. Then move on to your newspapers. The question is how important is the print media? Or what is the importance of the print media? How is it beneficial? How has it helped you? And if you haven't yet started reading newspapers, now
Improving reading skills.
yeah, read for numerous reasons. Read the news, report that news, write that news in your own, paraphrase it, and see how you're improving. Then the question is about your eating habits. What time do you have breakfast? You can go on to elaborate. Health is wealth. You can start any question, any answer with quotes, with proverbs. Now, health is wealth. The greatest wealth that you can have is health. And for keeping healthy, you never skip out your breakfast. You all know what is the importance of having breakfast. You may skip your lunch,
Yes.
but then breakfast is something which you must. So here we're talking about health. Supposing somebody has given you a topic on, write something on health is wealth. How health conscious you are. So you eat healthy, to keep healthy, you eat healthy. So what do you usually include in your breakfast? The importance of health and the importance of eating habits. Nutrition. We're talking about nutrition. We're talking about everything which you can eat is going to be good for you. And so you can start with any topic, any proverb, any quote on eating habits. Yeah. You can start with an apple a day keeps the doctor away. No, these things are proven. These proverbs. Right? Early to bed, early to rise makes one healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now, these proverbs are already proven. You cannot deny that. Right? So, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Give it a thought. So, the question is not only just a question, like what time do you have breakfast? If you say, I have my breakfast at 11, then you miss out the fun of eating breakfast, having breakfast. Then there are some questions about how are your mornings? If the question is not there, I'm giving you one more question. How will you sum up? How are your mornings? What are your other activities in the morning? So you've taken a walk, you have started your day with prayers, you start your day with prayers, you take a walk, you read the newspaper, you've had breakfast. What else? What other activities are you into in the morning? So you might be doing you might be running some errands, some household work, like getting vegetables, or cooking, or helping your mother, or whatever, or ironing your clothes, or preparing tea for your parents. So
Yes, ma'am.
some errands. So I run errands at home. Run errands, it means you do some work. Like you run a program. So you run errands. Errands means some tidbit, some work at home. Or you can use house chores. House chores. CHORES. So during the lockdown, you learned a lot of things at home. Staying at home, you learn to cook, you learn to do a lot of things which you did not know. You learn skills at home. And then finally, when everything is normal, what time do you normally leave your home for college? If you're working, I normally leave my home at 8:15, 8:30, so that I can be in CIMAGE by 9. So you can say, I leave. What time do you leave? What time do you leave for work, for office, for college? So you can say, I clock out and clock in. You can say, I leave my house, but you can also say, I clock out. I clock out at 8:30, 8, whatever time you're clocking out. And when you're getting back, clocking in, I clock out at 8:30. If you're asking me, and I clock in by say 7:15, 7-ish. By 7-ish, I'm back home. So the term is clock in and clock out. So here these questions were just for the mornings. Mornings are really important because that really shows your character, your personality, and what type of a person you are.
Yes.
So your mornings can be interesting. Your mornings can be hectic. If I say hectic, there are a lot of things to do in the morning, like cleaning up your house, your room, ironing, getting ready, helping parents out,
Make a tea.
spending quality time with your parents in the morning, sitting, eating together,
Yes, ma'am.
spending quality time with the near and dear ones. So all this will add up to a productive frame of mind, right? So this was how are your mornings.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, how can we conclude this question that how are your mornings?
You can sum it up, like the question already is given. What are your other activities in the morning? So you already have spoken about a lot of things. If you're doing anything else, then you can include. Like,
But ma'am, how can we conclude
how can you
at last?
Okay, the mornings. Okay, I clock out. You can start. You can conclude it by I clock out for my college early so that I can reach early. So that I can reach on time. So here
Yes, ma'am.
you are finally concluding your mornings, because then we start with the afternoons. How are your afternoons on weekdays? Because in afternoons you are in college anyways. But then on weekdays and holidays, how do you spend your afternoons? Then there are some questions about evenings. And there are some questions about the night. So there will be, I think, 15 to 20 that will help you to elaborate how are your mornings. And since this is a talk time communicative class, you can go to any detailing it. You can go to detail it and talk elaborately, right? But in an interview, you cannot. You may take out some important points and let the interviewer know what kind of a person you are, and that will be defined only by what are the things that you do. Right?
Ma'am, strength and weakness is necessary or not in any interview, ma'am? It is necessary
Here
to
I'm not
give.
talking about strength and weakness. I'm talking about the mornings. Otherwise, let me tell you, strength is of course important. Weakness, you will not highlight your weakness until they ask you. If they ask you what are the backlogs, what are the skills that need improve that you need to improve,
Yes, ma'am.
then you can talk about it. For example, any weakness which you have, convert that into strength. Right? And do not just leave it hanging. Like if your weakness is talking to people or communicative English or communications, not able to communicate, language is a problem, then you will always say that you're working on it. Isn't it? You will not say, I'm weak in English, I cannot speak English. But then, yes, I have found out my drawbacks and I'm working on my drawbacks. One of which is unable to speak English. I get nervous. So I'm trying to speak to other people around me so that I can be more confident in speaking. Right. So this was not in the agenda of the morning sessions. But anyways, since you asked a question, so but on your part, you will talk about your strength. right? One line or two lines of anything which you can elaborate, but don't exaggerate. Sometimes we hyperbole. Hyperbole means exaggerating something. Like you are everything. You are honest. You are patient. You are hardworking. You try to impress the interviewer by asking, by telling a lot of things which you might not be doing. Like I read books and I do this and I do that. I never waste time. I'm always doing something or the other. So you're asking the, you're telling the, you're giving words in the question to the interviewer and you want to ask you a lot of things. So was I clear? How will you speak about your mornings? So
Yes,
first
ma'am.
of all, define your morning. Interesting, hectic,
Yes, ma'am.
busy morning. You can, your mornings can be busy. I'm just giving you words you can use. Your morning can be interesting, your morning can be busy, your mornings can be hectic. Then you have one after the other things to do piled up. And students,
And the meaning of busy and hectic is almost same.
almost the same, but you have to be, do not repeat your words, be different, speak differently.
Yes, ma'am.
Hectic means you have a lot of work to do that is piled up on you. Like you have to iron your clothes, you have to cook, you have to help your parents out. And busy can be, you can be busy in a lot of things, which may be not on the pressure may not be on you, but you can be busy about a lot of things. Like you have to complete your homework, you have to speak to a certain friend you have not spoken to. So you hardly find any free time. There are a lot of things piled up. You were thinking of poetry which you wanted to write. So you sit down for it, right? So hectic is a little different than busy. So what keeps you busy? If my question is, yes, what keeps you busy? When you're not studying, what are you doing? Or what have you been doing? So you can include the structures like I do, I don't, I am, I'm not, I have, I haven't, I've been, I've not been. Include the structures in your presentation. Right? If you include structures in your presentation, you're sure you will never go wrong grammatically. And of course, be very careful with your pronunciation, which is one reason we are very particular about. If there's any problem, is there any issue, or if I listen to anything wrongly pronounced, definitely I'll be telling you this. And we can also start on the voice and accent classes. So there'll be some sentences already, which is sentences are given in the module. There are multiple sentences which you can read for pronunciation, fluency. Like I gave you some sentences. I'm frank, fun-loving, and a happy-go-lucky person. I do things to the best of my ability. I am a people person. I hate doing things by halves. I hope you remember all these sentences. Do you? There are 24 questions in the first lesson. Introducing yourself, you remember.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are some more questions. Every day I keep on adding some sentences. So these sentences are there for just fluency. Fluency drill, which I told you about in the class. Fluency means reading these sentences over and over again. Like, do not stop, continue to read it. Take 10,
Read faster.
take 10 sentences 10 at a time and read it. Listen to your teachers for pronunciation. Right? And then do likewise. Say when you're speaking English, your grammar counts, your content counts, and your pronunciation. Language is very important. Your tone is very important. Like this sentence, I'm frank, fun-loving, and a happy-go-lucky person. If you are in a bad mood and your face is not happy, and you say, I'm frank, fun-loving, and a very happy-go-lucky person, nobody is going to believe you. So your tone should match the words that you're speaking, right? If I say I do things to the best of my ability, so there should be confidence in your tone. Yeah, I do
Yes, ma'am.
things to the best of my ability. It means whatever I'm doing,